Musashi disguises himself as a miner, blending in with others who have been brainwashed to believe that the Onai are their saviors. They have fed lies, painting the samurai as malevolent beings. However, Musashi sees through the facade. He possesses a unique power and is determined to confront the demons with the truth. Since Musashi is so weak at the start, I wanted to become his Japanese sensei, but he already has a goddess, so I want your help in spreading this action-packed story by liking this video, commenting below and subscribing to the channel. Musashi, along with his friends, Kojirou Kanemaki and Tsugume Hattori, arrives at Harima Port, where Shiryu Castle, the mobile citadel of the Yasugi band, is stationed. Upon their arrival, Kanatatsu Nao, the accountant of the Yasugi band, denies them entry into Shiryu Castle. However, their fortunes take a turn when Naotora Takeda, the captain of the Takeda band, makes a surprise entrance and grants them pardon. Kanatatsu dutifully escorts Naotora as she heads to meet with Tatsuomi Yasugi, the leader of the Yasugi Alliance and captain of the Yasugi band. Shunrei and Aoshi, the respective vice-captain and second-class general of the Takeda band, inform Musashi, Kojirou, and Tsugume that the Yasugi Alliance will be going to Awaji Island in order to battle the serpent-like Yamata no Orochi. Yamata no Orochi is one of the four blights, which are offspring of the Black Kishin. After sneaking into Shiryu Castle, Musashi unwittingly encounters Tatsuomi on rooftop. Tatsuomi says that all Bushi got family waiting for them, and he comes here before a battle to remind himself that. Musashi wonders if Tatsuomi is a Bushi, and he confirms. Musashi explains he is also a Bushi and is 15 years old. Tatsuomi wants to protect young Bushi from dying needlessly. Kanatatsu arrives and says this is Tatsuomi Isugi. Musashi is excited and wants to ask him something, but Kanatatsu says he's not part of their family, just an outsider. But since Musashi is with Naotora, Tatsuomi orders they take him to the barracks. Musashi feels hopeful. They've managed to infiltrate the castle and might find clues about his father. They're given new clothes and Musashi gets separated from the others. In a room with other Bushi, he realizes his knack for assessing hierarchy can help him assert himself. Katsumi Amako expresses a desire to determine the strongest among them to take command. He introduces himself as the son of Hizumi Amako, the leader of the Amako Bushi. On the other side, Akihiro Shimazu steps forward, identifying himself as part of the Shimazu Bushi. Concerned about the impending peril of the battle, a veiled Bushi approaches Musashi. It ends up being Mishu Saruatari, which surprises Musashi. Two female Bushi remark that the commander of this squad will be able to meet the bigwigs of the Yasugi Bushi. Inspired by this, Musashi decides to join the fray. Katsumi is fine and turns his sword. Katsumi decides to take out the weak one first, but Musashi easily defends against his attacks. Musashi eagerly anticipates facing the samurai to test his skills. When he successfully blocks Katsumi's EI strike, it catches Katsumi off guard. Harugisa Shinmazu instructs Akihiro to take down both Musashi and Katsumi. Akihiro obeys, effortlessly separating the two and sending Musashi staggering backwards. Akihiro defeats Musashi, dismissing his swordplay as insignificant. Moments later, Musashi regains consciousness to witness Katsumi's defeat at Akihiro's hands. Determined to rejoin the fight, Musashi is informed by Akihiro that he's already out of the match. Musashi realizes he lost. He asks for amends and accepts Akihiro as their leader. They need a strong leader to fight the Kishin, and Akihiro had amazed Musashi. Katsumi accepts it too. However, Akihiro confronts Musashi and Katsumi about their hidden agendas. Later, the Shimazu squad is selected for the initial deployment to Awaji Island. The next day, aboard the ships, Musashi disagrees with Akihiro's plan to claim credit for the decisive blows after others pin down the enemy. While peeling potatoes alone, Musashi strikes up a friendship with fellow squad member Kijinosuke Noguchi. Meanwhile, Kuriko Usami reveals that Kanatatsu will lead the first deployment. Suddenly, a horde of Kuchisake Oni, offspring of Yamata no Orochi, swarm the ships, catching everyone off guard. Musashi is astonished by the durability of the Oni's horns, but Kanatatsu effortlessly severs them with his Kaitetsu blade, revealing himself as a first-class general of the Yasugi band. Amidst the chaos, Kanatatsu efficiently dispatches the Oni. Akihiro taps into the blade energy circuit, harnessing the power of the Shimazu squad to slice off the Oni's horns as well. In this moment, Musashi realizes that all the squad members are united in their mission to slay the Onai despite their previous differences. Tatsuomi meets with Natura and explains that Kanatatsu managed to get a second and third deployments onto the island. Tatsuomi states that the obsidian goddess has been found, and if they get their hands on her, it will be the end of Oni hunts. Musashi recounts his humiliation at the hands of the Shimazu squad. However, Katsumi encourages him to overcome the shame. Initially, Katsumi desired to lead the unit due to Awaji Island being his homeland. Inspired by Katsumi's determination, Musashi decides to train alongside him. Meanwhile, Mikuru reports to her father, Yataro Inuda, a member of the Obsidian Eight, who instructs her to locate the obsidian goddess and eliminate the host. While observing Musashi's training with Katsumi, Mikuru observes that the obsidian goddess remains concealed within Musashi. Mikuru agrees to cross her blade energy with Musashi, but black stones start growing from their bodies, turning them into a floating black crystal. Kuriko swiftly intervenes, employing her Kaitetsu blade to ensnare Musashi and Mikuru in a cage, restoring them to their original forms. Once Mikuru is freed, Musashi faces accusations of espionage and is subjected to crucifixion. With determination, Miku vows to save him and uses her stone to establish contact with Yataro. Unbeknownst to her, Kuriko anticipated this move and observes as Mikuru's stone connects with someone on the south side of Awaji, atop Mount Yuzuruva. Kanatatsu praises Kuriko for her foresight, recognizing that Mikuru's actions will lead them straight to the enemy's stronghold. Meanwhile, the Bushi prepare for the impending assault on Awaji. Tatsuomi greets them on their adversary. However, the creature can be defeated by breaking the horns of all 8 of its heads. Tatsuomi offers a generous reward for each broken horn, motivating the Bushi to strive for victory. Despite the excitement among the Shimazu, Kanatatsu informs them that they will remain at the castle due to suspicions surrounding Musashi and Michiru. Mikuru frees Musashi from the wooden cross, but their respite is short-lived as Akihiro confronts Musashi, demanding proof of his innocence regarding the Shimazu squad. Suddenly, Minami, Iwanami, and Mishima, 3 of Yataro's children created from Yamata no Orochi's Kaitetsu, arrive at Shiryu Castle with the intent of capturing the obsidian goddess. In a shocking turn of events, Mikuru confesses to being a spy all along. She is then contacted by Yataro, who orders her to complete the mission. However, Musashi seizes Michiru's Kaitetsu blade and uses it to sever Minami's fingers. As chaos ensues, Musashi attempts to flee with Michiru, but they are ambushed by Minami, Iwanami, and Mishima. In a desperate bid to protect Musashi, Mikuru shields him from their onslaught. Kanatatsu and Kuriko arrive to defuse the situation, swiftly attending to Michiru's wounds. However, Kuriko soon realizes that either Musashi or Michiru could be the obsidian goddess. Leveraging Yataro's belief in the law of natural selection, Minami and Iwanami consume Mishima, growing larger and stronger. Tatsuomi unleashes his blade energy, enhancing the members of the Yasugi band with armors, Kaitetsu blades, arm strength, and leg speed. The Yasugi band overwhelms Minami and Iwanami, with Kanatatsu effortlessly severing their horns. Suddenly, Shiro appears and delivers a grave injury to Tatsuomi, throwing the situation into further chaos. Shiro now possesses Tatsuomi's Kaitetsu blade. Seiryu Inukara, another member of the Obsidian Eight, infects the Yasugi band and severs the blade energy circuit, thwarting attempts to capture Shiro. Against Seiryu's directive to annihilate the Yasugi band, Shiro encounters Musashi and Michiru, transporting them to the heart of Awaji Island and substituting them with one of Yamata no Orochi's 8 heads. Meanwhile, Kojirou and Tsugumi recover Musashi's Kaitetsu blade. At Awaji Island, Mikuru implores Yataro to capture the obsidian goddess while sparing Musashi's life. Yataro petrifies Michiru before revealing that she was one of his discarded children implanted with Kaitetsu fragments. After restoring Michiru to her original form, Yataro discloses that he erased her memories. Despite his anger, Musashi is too weak to confront Yataro. Unexpectedly, Mikuru stabs Yataro in the back, hinting at lingering memories. Meanwhile, Seiryu ceases his torture of Kanatatsu as Natora arrives with the Takeda band and launches an assault on Shiro. The following day, Musashi awakens in a field hospital. Kojirou and Tsugumi inform him that some members of the Yasugi Alliance are abandoning the mission. A wounded Kanatatsu then seeks Musashi's assistance. Kanatatsu leads Musashi, Kojirou, and Tsugumi to the Yasugi band's underground mausoleum. There, Musashi is compelled to drink from a chalice supposedly filled with blood, aiming to awaken the power of the obsidian goddess within him. This power would grant him control over all forms of blade energy, but the effect is not immediate. Meanwhile, Kuriko devises a plan to vanquish Yamata no Orochi, rescue Tatsumi, and confront the Obsidian 8 in 3 separate deployments. However, Naotora appears to disagree with tackling all 3 objectives simultaneously. Elsewhere, Sharo and Seirokyu observe the Yasugi Command Center, ultimately relieving Yataro of his duties. During the landing operation, the Vanguard creates a diversion by spreading and igniting oil. The strike force, including the Shimazu squad, prepares to demolish Yamata no Orochi's food supply at the Yura mine, while the Takeda band is dispatched into the field as Naotora was aware of lurking spies. Suddenly, Sharo appears at the Yura mine and transports explosives onto the Takeda band ships. Seirokyu is caught off guard when Kuriko reveals that his spies provided false information. In a surprising turn of events, Kanatatsu engages Seirokyu in battle, aiming to shatter Seirokyu's Kaitetsu blade. After a fierce battle, Kanatatsu succeeds in shattering Seirokyu's Kaitetsu blade, restoring the blade energy circuit. Kuriko commands the elite black-clad forces to eliminate Yamata no Orochi. Meanwhile, at the northwest coast of Awaji Island, Seirokyu brandishes a second Kaitetsu blade against Kanatatsu. The Takeda band readies themselves to confront Sharo at the Yura mine, while the strike force sets off to confront Yataro. Seirokyu utilizes thin sutures to inflict multiple injuries on Kanatatsu, including lacerations, temporary blindness, dislocated knees, and fractured fingers. Despite the severe injuries, Kanatatsu summons the strength to wield his Kaitetsu blade against himself, eliminating all the sutures. In a calculated move, Kanatatsu allows Seirokyu to impale his hand, ultimately leading to Seirokyu's defeat when Kanatatsu strikes him in the chest. Kuriko assigns the white-clad forces, including Kojirou and Tsugumi, with rescuing Tatsumi. Meanwhile, Sharo easily breaks through a barrier created by Shunrei and traps Naotora in a cube of water. However, Naotora swiftly slashes through the water cube, an action anticipated by Oshi. Viewing the Onai as natural disasters, Naotora despises Shiro for sowing chaos. In a stunning revelation, Shiro discloses himself as a white soul, the most powerful type of Bushi. Shiro pours magma above Naotora, who manifests water in order to harden the magma into stone. Naotora retaliates with twin tigers of fire and water, but Shiro effortlessly disperses them. After transporting himself and Naotora into a void, Sharo is astonished to discover that Naotora developed a technique combining fire and water to eradicate the Obsidian 8 instead of targeting the Kishin. Despite Shiro's shock, Naotora manages to break free after shattering his Kaitetsu blade and disrupting the void. Meanwhile, the Shimozu squad splits into 2 groups, led by Katsumi and Akihiro, respectively. With both Seirokyu and Shiro defeated, Yataro leads Michiru to the deepest layer of Awaji Island's mineral deposits, intending to defend Yamata no Orochi alone. Yataro reveals a pool filled with his discarded daughters to Michiru. As the strike force approaches Yataro, he undergoes a transformation into a large Kishin, empowered by his discarded daughters. Despite Akihiro's singular focus on targeting Yamata no Orochi, Katsumi reveals to Musashi that Akihiro seeks glory and wishes to leave a mark in history by breaking the Kishin's horn. Yataro transforms his daughters into Kaitetsu blades, decimating the strike force except for the Shimozu squad. Additionally, Yataro's Kaitetsu blades emit beams, thwarting Akihiro and the Shimozu band's attempts to form a blade energy circuit. Seeing this, Musashi resolves to aid Akihiro and his comrades. Despite facing resistance, Musashi valiantly attempts to dismantle Yataro's Kaitetsu blades one by one. However, Yataro knocks Musashi down. Undeterred, Musashi persists in supporting and defending the Shimozu band. With the blade energy circuit finally established by the Shimozu band, Akihiro successfully shatters Yataro's horn. Yet Yataro transforms into a massive white serpent, carrying minerals towards the summit of Mount Uzaruba. The Shimozu band devises a plan to form a blade energy circuit with Musashi. However, Tensions arise within the group when Akihiro admits his ambition to lead the clan. Despite this discord, they proceed with the plan. Yet, during the formation of the Blade Energy Circuit, Akihiro attempts to seize control from Musashi. Expressing remorse for unintentionally overshadowing Akihiro, Musashi apologizes. Surprisingly, Akihiro reveals that he never aspired to leadership in the first place. As the White Serpent continues its ascent, the Shimazu band, comprised of Akihiro's 2 half-brothers and 3 cousins, questions Akihiro's intense fixation on glory and status. They recall Akihiro's childhood when he was coerced by his father, Takehisa Shimazu, into becoming the clan heir after passing his sword trial as a Red Soul. Reluctantly, the Shimazu squad forms a Blade Energy Circuit for Akihiro as the serpent approaches the summit of Mount Yuzuriha. However, Yamata no Orochi engulfs Akihiro along with the White Serpent. It's later revealed that Akihiro's older half-brother, Haruhisa Shimazu, severed the Blade Energy Circuit to rescue him. As Musashi Katsumi and the rest of the Shimazu band arrive, Akihiro's condition prevents him from completing the Blade Energy Circuit with the others. Moved by Haruhisa's reminder of their familial bond, Akihiro summons the strength to shatter the White Serpent's horn. With Yamata no Orochi's source of nourishment severed, the creature is defeated as the elite black-clad forces destroy all of its horns. Despite Akihiro's modesty regarding his heroic act, Haruhisa emphasizes that the Shimazu band's deeds will be remembered as legendary. Musashi feels immense relief as Kojirou and Tsugumi successfully rescue Tatsuomi. Both Musashi and Michiru appear as children with holes in their hearts. Musashi realizes that it was through their bond that Michiru found the courage to explore the world and discover new experiences. As Michiru regains her memories, she agrees to accompany Musashi, and they transform back into their adolescent forms. The only way for Michiru to return to her human form in reality is if Musashi can destroy the black stone embedded within Yataro. To achieve this, Musashi must harness one of the powers of the obsidian goddess. Musashi uses the goddess power and starts gathering the blade energy from the bushi around while shinning in gold. Kojirou and Tsugumi observe in awe, recognizing a resemblance to when the goddess herself appeared, but this time Musashi is in complete control. Tatsuomi confirms that Musashi can only access a fraction of the goddess's power. Musashi launches a relentless assault on Yataro, overwhelming him with a barrage of punches. As Musashi shatters Yataro's armor, a black stone emerges, the very object Michiru urged him to destroy. Musashi prepares to strike, but Michiru pleads for a moment to speak with her father. Michiru and Musashi stand firm against Yataro's pleas, as he insists they share the same aspiration of transcending humanity. However, Michiru firmly denies this, revealing that Yataro's true dream was simply to share moments of closeness with his daughter, not to ascend to a higher state of being. Despite Yataro's stubbornness, Michiru recognizes his inability to understand her perspective and urges Musashi to proceed with destroying the stone. Musashi reassures Michiru, promising to embark on a journey together where she can discover new things to cherish. However, Michiru somberly reveals that her existence is tied to the stone, and once it's shattered, she will likely fade away along with her father. To their shock, Yataro discloses that his fusion with the Kishin has left him deteriorating rapidly, with only a fragment of Michiru's body being that of a normal person. In a heart-wrenching exchange, Michiru expresses her profound hatred towards Yataro for his flaws, but also tearfully acknowledges him as her father, regardless of his shortcomings. Moved by Michiru's declaration of love despite his shortcomings, Yataro reflects on his past desires for acceptance and recognition. As Yataro confronts his own loneliness and regrets, Michiru realizes that he is finally seeing her for who she truly is. Overwhelmed with emotion, Michiru leaves with Musashi, breaking the stone and causing Yataro's body to transform into Kaitetsu. 2 weeks later, a solemn ceremony is held to commemorate the liberation of Awaji Island. During the event, Tatsuomi makes a solemn promise to Kojirou and Tsugumi, expressing his determination to reach out to the captains of the Takeda, Tokugawa, Hojo, and Date bands in order to search for any records related to Jisai Kamaki. Meanwhile, Michiru is granted the opportunity to spend a day exploring the town with Musashi. As they wander the streets together, enjoying each other's company, Musashi purchases a ring as a token of their bond, They share a tender moment watching the sunset by the seaside, but their joy is tempered by Michiru's gradual deterioration as she begins to fade and transform into her Kaitetsu blade form. Elsewhere, Katsumi's peaceful slumber is interrupted when he unexpectedly falls into a pit, finding himself surrounded by the enigmatic Obsidian Eight. With their next journey on the horizon, Musashi, Kojirou, and Tsugumi set out once again, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Which brings us to the end of this season. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.